It's official.
Pizza Tom. Yeah, it is.
You're recording the shit.
I am.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Are you testing the levels?
I mean, we can just keep it going.
Oh my god, we're gonna put this in the beginning, aren't we?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so tired. Okay, let's...
That's why we're starting.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Pixel Adventure Podcast. My name is Corey.
And I'm still Jake.
And now, you don't see this, because, well, it's an audio-only podcast, but we've upgraded our little setup. First things first, we're here in person again. I invaded Jake's dorm. He was asleep. The window was unlocked. I unlocked it with a brick.
He came in, I fought him off with an umbrella, and he stayed.
I just perched on top of your dresser and just went...
He perched on top of my dresser, the thing they have no idea, like, where that is.
Yeah. Basically, imagine a shoebox with a dresser in it. That's Jake's room.
No, just imagine, like, a shoebox, but it's, like, turned onto its side, so it's, like, taller. That's basically it.
Ooh, yeah. Anyways, we currently have the mic perched on a mini fridge.
Yeah.
And I am sitting on his bed. So if I clock out in the middle of this, yeah, that's... I don't know what to say, dude. I'm just, like, so tired.
You literally came here from Anime Boston.
Yeah, I've been doing stuff for the past 2 days.
Yeah, so
straight.
talk about it.
It's a thing. There, we can move on.
Fucking okay.
It's pretty windy out. I can talk about Anime Boston if you want.
Sure. Or we could talk about PAX, because we didn't really do that last time.
Oh, right. Okay, how about we do like a quick recap of both of them?
No.
Because why not? Because I'm going home tomorrow pretty early in the morning.
Okay.
So, PAX East.
Yes. Oh.
I just love the... Because since I'm in person, I can make dumb faces at Jake and get his genuine reaction. It's great.
Let's start with Vox Machina, because that's something you can share.
Alright, so Vox Machina, it's a VR game. It's like a mech fighter. There's free-for-all, team deathmatch, that kind of thing. But we only got to do free-for-all. We only got to do free-for-all, right?
Killy, shooty, rammy, robot thingy. I forget the description he told us.
It was... You went close.
It was like a bunch of, like, something E. Like, something.
Yeah. I just learned how to pull down the horn and make an OK hand sign, and that's pretty much all I did during that match.
Yep. The big thing I remember from it, even though you haven't even, like, described it, I remember being, like, the robot that you're supposed to, like, ramp stuff with, and I, like, rammed one guy, and he literally just fucking exploded because he was so low health.
I think my favorite part is at the very beginning. So they have a little system in this where you can talk on comms to other players by physically, like, you reach out, you grab a hand radio, and you hold it up to your mouth to actually, like, have people hear you. And I picked it up, and I just went, "Hi there, kids, it's Barney. I am Death, destroyer of worlds." And then the guy told me to shut up because he was
remember when,
explaining
like,
things.
we were all talking about stuff, and the guy's like, can we keep comms clear? And so I was just like, no. No.
Did I not tell you I did that?
No.
That was me.
All I remember was that happening, and I couldn't tell who was who, because, like, the comms are, like, two actual comms.
He was like, "Hey, can we keep the comms clear?" No, and I just put it back.
I thought that was either you or Ethan.
I think Ethan and I might have done it at the same time, because I remember him saying that at some point.
Yeah. Did we even describe, like, how the game's played?
Okay, so the game...
No.
Oh, you want to go?
Oh, you, like, take the two, like, VR controllers, and, like, instead of the buttons actually doing stuff, you use, like, the grippy buttons. I'm going to pretend you didn't just drip water all over yourself.
I took a sip of water and it went into my eye. I don't know how it did that.
And you have glasses, too. That's impressive.
Yeah. It's the next level stupidity. Anyways, continue.
So, like, you use, like, the two, like, trigger, like, grip buttons, and you grip a bunch of, like joysticks, basically, in the mech. And so you use that to move and to turn.
And you're sitting in a chair for this. You're
Yeah,
not, like, standing.
Yeah, you sit in a chair, and where you look is where you aim. and you use the buttons or the triggers?
It's triggers and buttons to shoot.
Yeah, you can shoot with those. Then there's like another like lever that you can pull up and move in order to like fly around.
Yeah, you can fly, hover,
or you can push it forward, like just to jet forward.
Yeah, that's the
Reinhardt
fastest
charge.
movement. Yeah, the fastest movement that you have is there.
And they have one mech that's like specialized to like be really good at ramming, which is the one that I love using.
Yeah, they had a bunch of different ones. I liked the one that let you you had like rockets because I would lead my shots and get kills. And there, again, like we've described already, there were a multitude of different mechs. I tried out 3 of them. With the rocket one being my favorite, but I also tried like the small sprinter one that was just machine guns, and then I tried the ramming one for a bit, and that was the most satisfying.
And like that's the kind of game that like I would want to get VR for, but like I still don't have the money for VR.
Well, have you seen the thing about they actually were showing it at PAX, at least like ads for it, Oculus Quest?
No, I've heard that they've been making VR more like economical, but I haven't like heard of that. No.
So Quest, basically what it is, I'm pretty sure that's called the Quest. I could check it later, but Quest, what it is, it's a VR headset where you load the games from your computer and it runs off the headset itself. Like, you don't need any wires, you don't need anything, it's just the system. And it's able to still have the spatial awareness that, like, say, Vive would.
Yeah.
And it's only $400.
It's not bad.
That is not bad for that kind of quality of headset. They've already confirmed a bunch of games for it, including Beat Saber, Moss, and Gorn, I think. So.
Let's see. What else? What else was there?
Well, there was the final DLC for Enter the Gungeon.
Oh, right.
I got to try it a little bit, and it's pretty much all the DLC for that game, which is free. It just builds off the base game, so it adds new items, new bosses, new worlds, things like that. I got to try one of the secret worlds. I forget what it was called, but it's the same chaos that you expect from the series, and that's what really dragged me into it. I got to play as a Bullet, which I haven't unlocked in my own playthrough because he's one of the hardest characters to get. Fantastic. Absolutely love just the style and everything, and I'm really looking forward to what Dodge Roll Games does next, because Farewell to Arms is, well, their farewell to that particular game. Whether or not they want to keep doing roguelikes like they have been, that's kind of up in the air. I would hope that they try actually a different genre and keep sort of the same type of comedy, same type of art and things like that. Because I know a lot of people think pixel art is like very overdone, but I feel like certain games use it to their advantage, and I think that Enter the Gungeon does.
Yeah, I think roguelikes do it very well because it makes it feel like that much more like old school in a way, and more like genuinely classic as opposed to just like, oh, it's the style.
Yeah, it's like the old school difficulty, like where games originally were made to eat quarters, and now it's just to make you throw controllers across the room and pay for those.
Now they look old school without the shitty old school controls.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I got to play it's called a Katana Zero.
I've been seeing that everywhere lately.
It is really good in my opinion. Like, it's really difficult, or not really, it's pretty difficult from like what I played of it, but like it doesn't feel like unfairly difficult, which is really nice. Like, it feels like if you play for a while, like you'll get into the rhythm that you're supposed to have in order to like complete it, because it's very like there is one way to do it, and it doesn't feel like cheating at all. Like, sometimes I feel like Dark Souls a little bit like cheaty, where it's like, oh, use this like mechanic that you like weren't told about to like defeat the boss, or have the boss like fly out of the screen so you like lose onto the logon thing that's supposed to be there. But and like it felt very smooth, and I liked it.
What did you get to play it on? Because I know it's on Switch.
I didn't play it on the Switch. I think it was PC. Yeah.
I don't know. I like the art style.
Yeah.
That it has a lot. Very striking.
Yeah, because katanas.
Yeah, katanas. Whoa, can we talk about how, like, there's been so many games involving, like, ninjas and, like, shogun and stuff like that lately, and samurai, and I'm okay with that.
Has there?
I mean,
I know there's Catan Zero and there's
Sekiro. There's the new PlayStation property, like Shadow of I forget what it is. Obviously left a good impression on me.
Colossus.
There's there's that. There's the Messenger, which is like the sort of Ninja Gaiden type thing. There's a bunch. Like, I just feel like, because that was like an old school genre. That was like some like what I'm seeing is sort of like a recycle of like what was popular back then, like slowly coming back. Like, and I'm okay with that. Because if anything, that means you can kind of like not really predict, but know roughly what you're getting into, like in the years to come.
So when's Sonic gonna come back?
We're not going to talk about the Sonic movie in this podcast.
Fine. When's Shadow the Hedgehog getting a remake?
You know what? If they did that, I promise to do a complete game live stream of all the endings
Oh my god.
on this channel.
Alright.
People can quote me on this because this isn't going to happen. And fan remakes don't count.
Speaking of Shadow, I played a game at PAX and... Oh god, I forget the name of it.
Are you going over to check your desk?
Soul. It's called Soul.
He literally just went over to his desk, opened the drawer, and grabbed a little card.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
Soul.
can I take a look at it?
Yeah. You play as like this little ball of light in a world that's like completely like dark and like covered in shadows.
Because Discord deleted light mode.
And wherever you go, it like lights the place up in like this purple light. And like it looks really cool, and I got to play it there and like talk with the devs, and like it's not like a fast-paced game or like action at all. It's basically a walking simulator, but like it does kind of tell a story as you go, and yeah, I thought it was really cool.
I got to just sort of like talking about other developers where it was just like something that's like a bit of a unique, actually like a really unique experience. I got to do a lot more VR this year than I have in previous years.
Yeah. Because you also went to the Thrustmaster.
Yeah. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the one that I'm going to talk about is called Blind Spot. And it's like, imagine playing Dear Esther, and like it's sort of that walk-in simulator type thing, but there's actual like little puzzles that you do like throughout it. It's a combination of sort of the lighter puzzles in The Witness and Dear Esther. And the score was really nice. The game actually, like, the way it plays is you're going through sort of this mansion, seeing these flashes of the past and things like that, while getting text from someone reprimanding you for things that you have done. And it slowly shows like what you've been doing and where your mind for your character has been. The demo doesn't do too much. It lets you get sort of the tutorial room out of the way, and then a few basic puzzles, and then the sequence which I think it really picked up was you wander through the like main foyer, go to this sort of like dance hall, and you see these ghostly apparitions at like these different objects, and you interact with them in order to keep them moving, and you can kind of understand like the dynamic between these siblings where like they're both very creative and they get angry at each other when the other isn't able to, and sort of like it has to do with this girl's medical condition and stuff like that. I'm not going to talk too much about it because this is a game definitely you have to like play yourself. But yeah, it was great. They also had a platformer game by the same developer where you were a white wolf warrior kind of thing. It was like if you remember anything from Undertale, there's like the dog that's wearing that huge suit of armor, and you can kill him by just petting him over and over. You can probably find a picture and throw it up here. Pretty much the character looked like that, but like a cuter, kind of more fluffy version. And I liked it a lot because it reminded me a lot of Rogue Legacy in the way that it played. And Rogue Legacy is one of those games where every time I play it, I absolutely love it. Still have not bought it myself.
Let's see. Speaking of which, I I have something more relevant than Shadow the Hedgehog to a game about shadows. We played Vermintide, and we loved that game.
Yeah, and I've had that game for a long time.
I haven't.
Dude, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty much, it is Left 4 Dead to fantasy.
Yeah.
And I love playing as the archer. You got to play as the, what was it? I know Ethan was the dwarf.
Yeah, he was the dwarf. I wasn't the...
I wasn't the dwarf.
I wasn't the dwarf. I wasn't the elf guy. I was, like, the warrior that wasn't the dwarf, is how I remember it. I don't remember, like, the names of the characters, though. But yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. Like, especially, like, on the, like, comms, and we were just kind of, like, yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, the guy next to me was like, hey, like, what game are you guys playing? Because, like, he apparently was, like, interested just by watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was just, like, I think my favorite part was, you ran ahead, and there was, like, these two, like, boss monsters,
Oh
and
my
I just
God.
hear, oh, and I look at your health bar, and it just goes, like, down to, like, 10%. And I'm like, Jake, and run.
I remember, like, you guys were yelling at me because my health was so low, but, like, my guy's special was to literally, like, give himself, like, a boost of health, so you're like, oh my god, you heal yourself, and my guy just fucking yells.
Yeah.
You're like, rah, he gets, like, all this health.
Yeah, and it's, like, a huge knockback, too. I had,
Yeah.
like, these heat-seeking arrows. I think Ethan's was a huge knock-up.
Yeah.
Knock-up. Anyways. Ethan. We should get Ethan on the podcast again.
We didn't get him on the first time.
We should get him again.
We didn't even get
We
him
should
the
have a
first
run-in joke that we got him on at some point and deleted the episode.
When we do, we should do it live from a Shake Shack.
Oh my... Yes.
We can be the obnoxious vloggers without the camera.
Oh, no. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think that's going to be a pass for me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like what would be better is if we just had Ethan record an episode of the podcast by himself. And just be silently waiting for someone to reply, but both of our mics are muted.
No, he should, like, we should all record it, but I only have Ethan's audio. So
it just sounds like he's screaming at nobody in the Shake
it
Shack.
could be like 15 minutes of silence and just like him.
And being
Like,
like,
eventually
you
answering.
guys played Halo?
Oh my god.
Ethan, we love you. If you're listening to this.
I can't wait for Halo to be on PC.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's going to be on the Steam store.
Yeah. It's not an Epic exclusive yet.
Yeah, like Borderlands 3.
Well, that's exclusive for about 6 months. And the thing
I
is
heard,
that, like...
isn't it, like, not supposed to come to Steam, but it's, like, going to a bunch of other stores?
What, Borderlands 3?
Yeah.
Well, no.
'Cause I heard it was, first I heard it was, the exclusive to Epic Store. But then I heard it was going to be on, like, others, but they're, like, specifically not going to Steam.
Is that what they're doing now?
That's what I heard.
Is he, like, that bitter?
He wrote, like, a tweet about it, where, like, he's basically... His whole thing was, like, this whole, like, rant and kind of self-righteous thing of, like, Steam's, like, on the top of all the, you know, game marketplaces, and we need to, like, you know, get rid of it now. So he's, like, trying to act like he's raising other stores up, but, like, in reality, he probably just, like, hates Steam for some reason.
Well, the whole thing, and, like, why a lot of developers are going to Epic, it's because it's a higher cut for them for getting money. Because I believe Steam takes 40%, Epic only takes 30%.
Plus, it
If I
doesn't
remember.
help that, like, from what I've read, Epic also pays, like, a lot of money to people who do exclusives with them. So they get, like, a bunch of money, like straight up.
Yeah.
Not to mention the sales they get, like, more back on.
The biggest thing that people are, like, up in arms about is the affiliation with Tencent.
Oh, yeah.
Which, honestly, like, I agree with, Inside Gaming did a really good video about it, and I agree with, Lawrence's point, where if they wanted to take your, card information and all of that about you, they would have done it with, like, League of Legends or any other game like that, because they've had stakes in so many things. And also, these days, one of the biggest markets for games is China.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's why they're making a mobile-friendly Diablo, because that is going to be huge there. Because mobile gaming, like, it's kind of like, over here, but, like, it's considered, like, big leagues over in China.
Yeah.
But, anyways, I guess that has to do with PAX because it was announced, like Borderlands 3 was announced there.
Yeah, it was.
Through the worst presentation I've ever seen.
Oh my god, was it really that bad?
There were so many technical issues.
Oh no.
And there was a really cringy magic trick that went on for like 20 minutes. Because he had him count to like 40 something. And I don't know, it was just bad. Like a bad presentation, which I understand, like, Gearbox hasn't done something like that, like, too much. Like, they just kind of shown their games and then just been like, okay, bye.
No.
But they actually had, like, the best way I can just equate it to is it was like the Kind of Funny Games showcase, but like, or like what Blizzard does for like their E3 stuff, where they just like showing a bunch of stuff that they're affiliated with. I don't know. I'm happy about the game though. Very, very happy. I'm going to name the Beastmaster because it looks like I can have a pet Skag, and I'm going to have him. His name's going to be Hubert, and it would be great.
Okay.
Yeah. But, is there anything else with PAX that you want to talk about? Or should we jump to Anime Boston?
Do you watch Game Ranks?
Not really.
Oh. So I went to Game Ranks Live.
How was it?
It was pretty good.
I got to meet Up, Down, Down, which is Xavier Woods, like the WWE wrestlers, like video game channel. I got to meet them for like a split second because they were just leaving their booth, and I was just like, Xavier, I love you. He's like, yeah, and then just kind of walked away. It was nice, but yeah, I don't know. There wasn't this year for PAX was kind of lukewarm. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah,
is that unless there were like very specific things that you were huge on, there wasn't really like blown out of the water type experiences for me. Closest thing would be Vox Machina.
Yeah. Like, I feel like this year, like, it was a good year, but, like, it felt like the most, like, most years I go to it, like, expecting something, or, like, something really cool happens. Like, there was the Warcraft booth the one year. Even, like, the year before, I got to take, like, a friend with me, and that was pretty cool with, like, that and the Overwatch stuff that we did, like, the video.
Yeah, the platform.
Like, there was stuff that was just, like...
I was Diva. That's an important detail.
I was Brigitte. Speaking of which, the Overwatch Archives thing is, like, out, but oh well.
We don't care. Anyways.
I mean...
Batiste was evil?
I actually I've played Overwatch a little bit ever since it came out. I think it's still fun.
I mean, the main thing for me is just... I learned what I don't like when it comes to games, and it's actually online multiplayer.
Really?
Like, when it comes to games like Overwatch, like, I can have fun when I'm messing around with my friends, but then the moment that I'm alone and I go online, I have the worst experience.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I need to be... If I want to do, like, multiplayer anything, I need to be playing at least with one other friend.
Like, I can get that, and, like, why you might not like Overwatch specifically, but to be fair, the last couple of times I remember us playing together, you were the leader, and you chose Mystery Heroes.
Well, no, because that's the best. That's the joke.
That's the joke, but we never play an actual game.
I would be down with playing an actual game.
Sure. Plus, there's the...
Let's do one right now.
Plus, there's the PvE thing now.
PvP.
PvE.
Podcast.
With the event.
Oh, yeah. I'd be down. I would just need to re-download it again and delete both Borderlands 2 and Borderlands Game of the Year edition.
I don't care. You want to talk about anime?
Yeah. So little fun little tidbit going into this. I used to watch anime in high school. I've stopped, and so
because Ryan's not around anymore.
That's partially the reason. But
There you go.
the main thing for me is I'm trying to like move my legs and not have them on your bed. But
I don't care.
yeah, I care. But
Alright.
I'm not caught up with anything that came out within the past 2 years. That's what half of this convention was.
Oh my god.
And so it was just me wandering around being confused and then finding like two things that like I'm just like, oh, like that kind of thing.
I know that one.
Yeah. The thing is that like I was confused with every single booth except for certain booths because they were also at PAX.
Oh god.
And like they recognized me.
Oh my god.
Like there's this one group. I always forget their name. But you know that the booth at PAX that always has all the Japanese import games, right?
Okay.
It's like the one with the big yellow sign.
The only one I remember is Utilitilts.
But
That's not
it's also you might remember the giant case that they have of amiibos. That's
Maybe.
like really tall. But they were there and they were like, "Hey, you went to this one."
Hey, pizza.
That's your name. That's what it says on your badge.
Now I know.
Yeah. Whoa.
I follow your podcast.
I would be scared.
Oh god.
But I think that like it was fun to go because one, I got Splatoon 2 for $20.
Hey.
It says 60, so that was great.
Yeah.
And from like a different booth called like Bull Moose, I believe, they had these DVDs where it said A Night with Nicolas Cage, and it's a blind box of a random Nicolas Cage movie. And on the back it starts with Nicolas Cage, great actor or greatest actor.
Oh my god.
And I was so tempted to pick one up to see if I got National Treasure.
Yeah.
Because it told you like all the movies you can get in the back. Because it has like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and then it has like Children of the Corn, or like whatever that movie where he's like, "Not the beast."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's Children of the Corn.
I don't watch a lot of his movies. It's like National Treasure.
Children of the Corn is actually a good movie. Wait, what?
I saw Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Dude, Sorcerer's Apprentice was actually fun.
It was alright. I remember liking it.
I like the Tesla coil room.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was cool. Because he like played the song with it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we'll insert like 2 seconds of it right here so that we don't get copyright striked.
Okay.
That's the sound of it. Cut in right there.
Oh, I will.
But man, it was okay though. I saw some good cosplays. I didn't really get any pictures because I get nervous like asking people about taking pictures.
Oh, yeah.
My friend Christian though, he has like over 300 pictures of different cosplayers.
Oh my god.
And he's going to like upload all of them. So if you want a few, I could probably send them over. Maybe not. It won't be in time for this podcast. But
I think that much editing is above my pay grade.
yeah,
Because now I'm finally working on videos.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, and not film anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm still working on film, but now I'm working on video too.
Guess who else Guess who can't speak?
What video are you working on, Corey?
I'm actually like I got another freelance gig for a real estate agent of all people. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
But
I would get more of those, except there's like a million film students here, and most of them are are unpaid. So that's whatever. And I don't have John to give me videos anymore.
yeah, you lost an agent.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I guess other things that happened with the convention. I got to see a movie called it was like this. What was it? It was like A Silent Voice. I think it was called. And I'll explain the concept of the movie. So the first third follows. I forget the names and stuff. But first third follows like this boy and his friends, and they're bullying this girl who comes to their school who's deaf. And they're putting her through hell and everything, and eventually she transfers out because of the bullying. And then after it's revealed, like the teacher's just like, okay, who bullied her? We all know it's you, like the main character.
Yeah.
Everyone turns on him and becomes the outcast. And so he strives to get back into good graces with the deaf girl by learning like sign language and trying to like reconnect and everything. And
I've actually seen like clips of that.
It's one of the most fun films I've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also very emotional. I cried about 4 times through.
Really?
Because it's just a topic that hit really close to home because it's...
Because you made fun of a blind girl once.
No, deaf.
Oh, you made fun of a deaf girl once, sorry.
No, but, because it handles the topics of bullying, depression, suicide, and just, like, being at a point in your life where you have absolutely no idea where you're going, what you're doing. And that's something I can heavily relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's, like, certain points where, like, things that characters would say, action that they would take, like, it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was watching it. And then you had, like, you know, the comic relief character, and there's, like, a boy who has this green afro, and he becomes best friends with the main character after he, like, prevents, like, this guy from stealing his bike.
Mm-hmm.
And from then on out, he's one of the most fun characters to follow.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie itself is super cute. The visuals are gorgeous.
Oh, yeah?
It's like Your Name levels of, like, art. And we could probably throw, like, maybe, like, a screenshot here of just, like, one of the landscapes, because it's just so much detail, and, and the colors are vivid, and, like, the main girl, like, the deaf girl, is actually, like super fleshed out. It's not just like, oh, she can't hear anyone and she's sad. Like, you learn about how she feels, and there's so many cute parts in the movie, like when she tries to, like, tell him that she likes him, and she actually tries to speak, but because, like, since she's deaf, she doesn't really understand tone or, like, anything like that. The way she says it makes him think that he said moon, or, like, makes him think that she said moon, like the word for moon, which is very close to ski, which is, like, I like you. And she runs home, falls onto her bed, and her little sister's like, what's wrong? And she texts her, and she was like, I tried to tell him how I felt, and he didn't understand me. And then she started, like, kicking the end of the bed. It was really, really fun and cute. But, yeah, like, definitely heavily recommend that movie.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not into, like, anime and stuff. Anyways, other things that happened. I went to play Just Dance for a bit.
Oh, yeah?
I kicked butt.
Yeah?
That was real good.
Yeah?
We did Rasputin.
Yeah.
And I kicked my friend very hard in the shin.
Yeah?
I'm so sorry, Frank.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Did I kick Frank? I don't know. I was in a blind rage of dance.
Oh.
I was like, oh. Like, very calm, like, oh.
Oh.
It's
Okay,
like,
Frank. Never mind, I'm not sorry.
yeah, fuck you.
Should we wrap up soon? You said you had to go because you had, like,
yeah,
school thing.
so I'm actually on a school trip, so I can't be out too late, and we are recording this at 9:30.
Yes.
And also, you need to do things for your class.
Yes.
So... Ow. I hit my knees. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do the audio gag of walking out of your room and closing the door, because I feel like there's someone in the hallway, and it would just be like, huh?
Want me to check?
No.
I'll go check.
It's not worth it. Okay, fine. We're keeping this in, by the way.
I may be back.
Okay. Welcome to the Pixel Venture Podcast. My name's Corey, and it's only Corey. I can say anything I want. I ate a lot of food earlier, and then I decided to do Just Dance. And it's probably the worst decision I made in my life. Jake, put a video of all the food I had here. Hi, Kyle!
Hey!
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
So, Jake, question. Leaving that in?
I haven't told him about this.
Oh, cool. Hi, we have a podcast.
You have a podcast?
We're recording a podcast right now.
Right now.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, special guest, Kyle.
Hello!
Right when we're
So
about
I
to do
dragged
the
you
wrap-up.
into
It's
this.
great.
What's up?
I dragged you into this. He was gonna leave for a gag. He was scared someone was out there. And I... Yeah, so... Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for listening to the Pixel Venture Podcast. This is a pretty short episode, so Next week, we might have a longer one, maybe not. I don't like making promises to people. Why do you think I don't have a steady relationship? That's a joke.
Hello, bro.
I'm Corey.
I'm Jake.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
You want to hit the button?